We've always had technology, right? So we've had blackboards, we've had, slide projectors. So it's always been there. AI is a machine that does some sort of thinking for you. I feel like people compare it to the printing press. The printing press came in and revolutionized sort of how people read and learned.
Penn State College of Education ChangeMakers.
What it is trained to do is to give you responses
Professor Priya Sharma.
Based on what it has learned through its database. It mimics a human. It doesn't think through the responses. It's just taking information that it already has, processes it, and sort of spits it out in a sequence that it thinks best answers your question. It manages to sound correct. And I think sometimes when people use AI, they want to believe that they have something that's going to give them the answer. I think definitely very important to be critical and look twice at what AI is telling you. You can just pick whatever AI says and put it into your homework or your project, and it doesn't really allow you to engage in a way that is developing your capacity to think. This project that I'm talking about uses a GPT model, and it's called Classroom Coach. You enter a classroom scenario and it'll show you, I think, it's 3 students sitting in a very sort of typical classroom. You use the menu on screen to kind of pick one of them that you want to interact with. The GPT will sort of prompt you and you put in a situation, say, oh, I want to teach a middle school classroom on art. And students are being disruptive. What we found is that students really appreciated this experience. They enjoyed the accessibility to simulations that they wouldn't have had before. But I think the fact that they are finding it useful even in some way to think about their strategy for being a teacher, I think is really cool. Will AI ever be able to substitute, even in an online context, sort of the relational human aspect? I don't think so. I think that it's hard to make a decision or make a guideline for yourself on how to use it if you don't understand what it does. So I think everybody should get in and maybe play around with it, try to figure out what it does. I'm still not sure how it's going to play out, but I think it's something that's big enough that we all should be attentive to it.